Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We are
Back.
here once again with another analysis of a television show. Today, we have. Would you like to go, Larissa?
Sure, yeah. We got Gravity Falls.
Gravity Falls. I've heard so much about the show. I've seen it multiple times. And I think we're going to do a bit of an in-depth analysis. This show's all about mystery, all about intrigue, and we're really going to try and go deep into that and try and figure out the mysteries that plague this town.
Hoorah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you very much, Larissa. So,
Can you share your screen?
no, absolutely. Let me just. Sorry, I'm editing the audio to make sure it's well balanced.
Oh, that's right, exactly. Of course. No, I'm not gonna share my screen.
Now, what could you possibly want to see?
The mystery.
So that's absolutely right. We're going to be beginning where all great things begin at the very beginning. Gravity Falls, Episode 1, Season 1, Tourist Trap. Let's begin. 3, 2, 1.
Summer break.
So I just want to go ahead and stop here real quick so we can take
I like
a
that duck on his
look.
shirt.
Look at this man. This man is sort of showing the embodiment of summer, I think. When we're looking at him,
Yeah.
we see summer. We see a classic dad flipping at the grill.
Right there.
Taking care of himself, though. You can see on one hand, the hand closest to the grill, he does have protection, and that's very important.
You see the nice color scheme of his outfit.
No, absolutely,
Really good.
absolutely. It's like,
But he's only making one burger.
he is only
one patty.
making one burger. That's a very good analysis there, Larissa. So
Who's he feeding?
that's a
Who
question
else?
because it seems cheese. I don't see any cheese. However, as we move forward, we do see two youngsters, and we're going to see these characters actually return later on in the series.
Mind blowing.
It's going to be quite interesting. We see that very often with a show like Gravity Falls, where they use these usual background characters that sort of return, and some people might call that lazy. However, I think it sort of makes the world feel coherent. Do you not?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, what's a small town if you can't recognize any of the faces? you know?
Exactly. And Gravity Falls is that picturesque small Oregon town and that vision
That's
that we try to look
isolated.
for. Exactly. And I think that's where the interest is going to come when we start getting into the possible mystery of the show.
Of course.
Let's go and play it a
What's
little bit further.
isolated by the woods, the mystery,
That's so
the
true.
pine trees.
Time for leisure.
And then we have the classic multicultural group here. You can see
Mhm.
the sort of, I guess you could call it a fisherman's hat on this fellow.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. You got the glasses. You
Glasses.
Got the goatee.
These two women.
The polka dots.
This individual almost looked like an adult Mabel, and we haven't even met Mabel yet, so maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here.
Mabel. Mabel.
Exactly, right. Let's actually continue playing. Let's not get too caught up in the details here, and let's keep on enjoying Gravity Falls Season 1, Episode 1.
I really
Tourist
enjoy
Trap.
the posture of this group.
It is
have
quite.
excellent
This man
posture.
does have a heck of a curve on him. That is impressive.
Recreation. And taking her easy.
And here we go. Right.
Whoa.
Taking it
Where
easy,
are we?
recreation.
Here.
Welcome to Gravity Falls. The imagery is already on point. We have a clear message to ourselves, right?
We have a sunny summer day right
Right.
behind Gravity Falls.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we can see, right, like, look up here at the top, the lighting, the lights that are up here, all off currently. And I think that's alluding to the fact that it is the day. It's daytime, right? So why would the lights be on?
There's no
No reason.
mystery in that one, folks.
There's no mystery there to be seen. But I think the further we get in, the more that we start analyzing this, we're going to see that mystery start to unfold. So let's go ahead and get going.
Right.
Unless you're me.
And I think that's the comedic
Whoa.
timing that we've all been waiting for, right? Unless you're
Whoa.
me. Here we have the Pine Twins, Dipper and Mabel Pines, crashing through Gravity Falls, ready to make a stir in the town, which we're going to see that unfold throughout the entire series. How much these
You
two
know-
impact this small mountain town.
You know, it's crazy. I mean, of course, Dipper is screaming, but it almost kind of looks like he's smiling a little bit. Like
I think he might be
maybe
enjoying
he's-
himself.
He's enjoying it a little bit.
No,
Like,
absolutely. I think he's
I feel like it might be a crazy, like, oh my gosh, this thing that we're running from something.
exactly.
There's a lot
We
of
don't even know what it
adrenaline.
is yet.
Sometimes, you know,
I think this is the classics of the show is that we don't even know the mystery yet. Clearly, our protagonists are knee deep in it. A classic filmmaking strategy of showing before telling, right? We are seeing stuff happen. They're not just telling us, oh no, we're being chased by a monster. They're running, and we can see it.
Quite a clever hook.
Absolutely. And we can see each letter of Gravity Falls being blown open as they make their big break into the town and really start impacting things all across the town.
Welcome.
Except for the welcome, as we will see. They are still welcome. Oh man, they went too far. That's okay.
Okay.
And once again, alluding to this monster approaching these children, it's knocking down the trees around. We're hearing the grunts, but we're not really seeing it yet. And I think that's a really good strategy, right?
It's big. She's looking up. She's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, of course, we have the beautiful Mabel Pine here being played by a voice actress.
The single pine.
The single pine. And we have
the single pine.
Dipper here as well. We're not quite seeing him yet. I say we continue. Oh man, and look, the showing the shadow, right? Absolutely classic.
It kind of looks like a nose. I'm like,
kind of, right?
It kind of looks like a face with like a little mustache.
It's like Dr. Eggman from above. You know? Let's go and continue. Oh man. Oh. And then still in silhouette, we're still not seeing what this thing is. I think the creators of the show are doing a fantastic job of building up suspense, building up intrigue, building up that mystery that this show's all about, right? I mean, and as you said earlier, we see that on the thing here, the mystery, the question mark, right?
The question mark, what's going on?
And look, we now see the determination.
We do. He's determined to keep his sister and himself safe.
Absolutely. And you want to take a second for something?
Yeah, can we just take a second to appreciate the driving skills of Dipper Pines?
Right.
He doesn't have a driver's license yet. And look at him.
That's so true.
Flipping in the air, keeping it afloat.
It's
and
very
also
impressive.
Gunning it from a monster. I don't know too many people that would know how to drive away from a monster.
Me either. If it was me, who knows? Maybe I'd already be monster meat.
I'd crash my car.
Let's continue.
My name is Dipper.
Here we go.
About to puke is my sister Mabel. You may be...
A fantastic introduction to the two characters, right? We're being shown Dipper's analytical nature. He is showing what he's capable of. He's saying, you're seeing me, and this is also my sister. Look at this descriptive factor about her I can describe to you. And we're seeing Mabel as maybe a little less sure of herself at this moment, right? She's about to puke. She's unsure yet. Maybe we're going to see a build-up of that character.
Oh my goodness. How'd they get here? Oh my goodness.
So true. And we're shown the sheer strength of this creature. Being able to lift a tree, a redwood tree perhaps, out of the ground with just barely a thought. It's terrifying.
Barely a thought.
I wouldn't want to be on the wrong end of that creature.
They're in mortal peril right now.
This is so true.
You know what? They've made it this far.
And yet we're still in the first 34 seconds of the episode, and we're being shown how far they are.
Yo!
That was impressive. Look.
What a throw!
This is a bit of a show forward. I believe that beast was not trying to necessarily hit them, but stop them in their tracks. Maybe that's something more alluding to a later portion of this episode, which we'll find out a little bit more about.
It was trying to grab him. It
did try to grab, so I think the more that we watch, the more maybe we'll learn.
And now we got an expert turn from...
Look at that. Classic freeze frame. Classic goofy nature. What you love to see from a Disney Channel show, right?
Oh my goodness.
And here we see the classic outfit of Dipper, and we see Mabel's sweater. You know, we know that Mabel loves her sweaters, and there'll be a lot of different sweaters throughout the series. We'll see a lot of different designs. Here we have the classic purple cat with the sparkles. Mabel being a girl who loves a sparkle or two. Anything you'd like to add?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Fucking terrified.
And here we go. The classic intro sequence.
Gotta love the beaver train.
And here we have the first look at the Mystery Shack. The Mystery Shack, and of course, Stan Pines. We'll learn more about this individual later on. The deeper we get into the show, we'll learn some secrets about him. I don't want to spoil too much at the very beginning. There's a lot to learn, a lot to uncover. This is a whole show of mystery. And I recommend, really, anyone who's watching this, if you have not seen this show yet, please watch it.
It's a good show. It's a pretty
great.
good show.
It's a great show.
It's a really good show.
Classical antics, right? The falling of the S, showing that maybe there's some instability in the Mystery Shack. Maybe it's not all that it seems.
Right, and we got a little spaceship which will return. That spaceship will return.
Right here, we will see that again.
Maybe.
Here we have the dollar sign. I mean, we already know Stan Pines is all about money, and we'll learn more about that the further we go into the future.
Well, we have a spider web, a cobweb, so we're not about health code.
Right.
We're not up to health code.
We're sort of learning more about his character even just in the introduction of this episode. Not even talking to the Gargoyle, not even seeing the Mystery Shack. Just in this introduction, we are learning so much about these two and Stan Pines.
Right. Mabel's digging the area. Dipper's kind of confused.
Absolutely. And we'll learn more about Stan Pines, but we do know that Stan Pines is these individuals, as they commonly refer to him as. It's really funny, actually. Grunkle. A grandfather uncle, the brother of their grandfather.
I hate you.
Let's go ahead and continue. And here we have, as we will see later on in the show, Dipper Pines here showing what is he seems to be mystery, and Stan not buying it. The further we get in the show, we'll learn more and more about that, and maybe we'll learn more about why there's this denial in Stan.
You know, I just realized Mabel's the only one with an umbrella. She was the only one that looked at the weather and said, "It's gonna rain today."
She prepared. She's always prepared, Mabel Pine. She always has something up her sleeve, and I think the further we get into the show, we'll learn more and more about that.
Yeah.
And as you can see, the mystery furthers the deeper we go into the show, right? We see this footprint that we already say, oh, that's a massive footprint. What could possibly do that? And it's inside of an even bigger footprint. It's just impressive what they're able to do with such visual intrigue, right?
You know what? Could this monster be a single-footed monster with a baby-footed monster, a baby single-footed monster? Because we don't see any pairs. Even inside the footprint, we don't see another.
That is true.
Footprint.
A single foot. Where did the rest of the footpaths go?
Yeah, so could it be just a monster of a single foot that jumps along?
This is possible. And
I
only wish that Alex Hirsch would have delved into that more. I feel like that would have been a very interesting episode plot to go deeper into.
Get
but
that out of your ass. No,
sadly, he just did not actually go deep into that. So let's continue watching some more. Oh, here we go. Forest Environment. I recommend you guys check the forest line here because we're going to see some stuff up here. I just wanted to pause so everyone's prepared to look for that because it's going to be hard for you to rewind, so I don't want to rewind. Oh, we saw some. And oh man, I'm so sad I missed that. The love. Well, we'll have another chance to rewatch. We're gonna watch this every episode, and we'll analyze deeper and deeper the deeper we go into it. So.
Oh no.
However, as we can see here,
is this
Dipper,
legal?
right?
Is it legal? We don't know.
It's fully legal because this is called transformative content. Transformative content. Absolutely. Right. Here we have Dipper. We have title sequence. We see skeletal hands reaching for him as if a mystery has unfolded. Runic symbols off to the left here, possibly saying something that we may never know. And him carrying a candle.
Who uses a candle nowadays?
And not only that, we get the reveal of what this creature is. Some sort of devil, demon, perhaps? Already learning that, we're not just dealing with some possible monster. We're not just dealing with big feet. We are dealing with demons and devils and the possible risk of his immortal soul as we go further into this episode. So let's just continue watching. And we see some fear. Oh, I mean, come on. Look who it is. Mabel Pines. And we won't meet this character for a while, but I think it's important to introduce him now because he's integral to the rest of the story. That's Waddles.
Very integral.
Waddles the pig. We're going to learn more about him in the future.
Ovation.
But I want you guys to remember that face because that face is going to be coming back time and time again. A reoccurring character that is just constantly along with the Pines twins.
Savior of Gravity Falls.
Truthfully. And here we have Mabel, another one of her amazing sweaters. She has plugged into the wall, possible fire hazard, but she doesn't care. Look at that smile on her face. This is Mabel. We have it written twice.
Sometimes to make a little art, you gotta go down in flames, and you know what? She's willing to take that risk.
She so is.
Very
I'm so glad you were willing to say that. Let's continue.
Alright, let's continue. I hurt myself in that feedback.
Oh, here we go. Look who it is.
Money!
Stan Pines running away with money. We're seeing more and more of his character, even just in this intro sequence.
He
And
lost all his cash, though.
that's true. It
lost
was
all of his
disappearing. It
cash.
was running away. But it's possible that
Wasn't
he's
working.
more concerned with the idea of it rather than it itself, right? And I think we'll learn more about
see.
that as we look into his troubled past. We'll learn more about maybe where that origin comes from, right? And as we see, I don't know if you guys saw it. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
No, please.
No,
please.
go for it. Go for it. No.
I wouldn't want to
no,
take
no.
it away from you.
Okay. How about we say that? No. Okay. If you noticed, he just switched his eye patch over to the different eye.
Mm-hmm.
So is he blind? Is he not? Maybe when he blinks, it changes. You never know.
Maybe, or
You never
perhaps it's showing us his untrustworthy nature, right? Maybe there's something about him that is hidden, and he's willing to just change an eye patch whenever he wants, and willing to flip over a new leaf to show different sides of himself that some he may
I
keep
don't know,
hidden.
man. That looks like the most trustworthy person you could ever see. I would give him my life savings and expect.
I'd give him my
to
license.
do it.
I'd give him my license, I think.
Your license?
Okay, here we go. Love this scene because not only is it showing us the characters we already know, but we're seeing two more very important characters and instantly getting a vibe of what they're about. On the left here, we have, of course, Seuss. Amazing groundskeeper, amazing helper man of Gravity Falls. Not specifically Gravity Falls, but of the Mystery Shack, the business owned by Stanley Pine here. Seuss over here is sort of he's sort of, how would you say, he's got this energy about him, this playfulness, this enjoyability to watch, to be around, to listen to, and I think it shows it in his character design also, that he's this big guy that just wants to be loved. And on the right here, obviously, it's Wendy. We all know Wendy. We all love Wendy. Wendy is here, and we instantly see that teenage angst.
Do we know Wendy?
We will. We'll learn
Do
more and
we?
more about her the deeper we get into the series.
We will learn about Wendy.
But look at her character design. We're getting
Wendy.
this classic design of
Wendy.
a woman who is sort of gruff and dirty, right? She's willing to be that sort of tomboy archetype while still having obviously a beautiful design. You know, she's obviously takes care of herself, but is also willing to get dirty. We look at her boots and see they're covered in mud, the flannel that she's wearing, and then of course the hat, which perhaps we'll learn more about that the deeper we get in the series. And we haven't seen this quite yet, but Dipper here is wearing his classic pine tree hat. Further in the series, maybe we'll see where he gets that, but in this first initial portion of the episode, we don't actually see it quite yet. So let's go ahead.
Oh wait, before you
Go
move
ahead,
on,
sorry.
I feel like it's very interesting that looking into this, you already get a vibe of how they hold themselves.
That's absolutely
so you see
true.
Dipper, he's anxious. He's already holding his knees. He's like, oh my gosh, Uncle Stan, he's telling a story around the family that he loves.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. And Wendy, she's not buying into his story at all. She's kind of bored, but she's aloof. She's chill with it. Seuss, I don't really know.
Full attention. He's giving full attention though. His eyes are directly
attention.
locked. He's really the only one who's giving Stan full attention right now. Everyone else has started doing
Right,
their own
and
thing.
then Mabel, she's gonna smile when she hit resume. But you know what? That just, it gives into her character. Oh, yeah, see there.
Here we go. And look, you see Wendy's being... She's sort of still liking the story, especially... It's clear Stan just took said a funny little joke. Wendy is humored by it, but not showing those emotions very strong. But we see Stan looking over to her. And I pause at the moment when we have this massive creature's face emerged. Which I think is showing more and more
Dipper's
of the
looking at
series. Dipper's aware. Mabel's aware. Maybe the only two that are really seeing the full level of this. Whereas these two are still sort of locked in on Stan's story.
Stan's got his back to it, so he's kind of ignoring it.
And we're seeing a role that Wendy's playing in this show. She is the cashier of the Mystery Shack. Clearly paid by Stan, but probably not very well since she is a high school student. And of course, these eyes looking directly at us, showing that they are, as we are looking into them, they're looking into us.
It's gonna take 3 hours.
It's 1 minute and 30 seconds in, and it's been 20 minutes of analysis.
It's a fucking nightmare.
This might be episode 1 of part 1 of episode 1.
One of 8. Part 8 of episode 1.
I just wouldn't want to miss any of the analysis. Oh, here we go. Oh man, I'm so upset that we skipped that. We'll have another chance to watch this next time we see the intro in about 8-9 parts. We'll see the intro then. and we'll be able to do a deeper analysis of that scribbling, perhaps. But as we can see here, we're introduced already to the journal, which we have not even seen in the show yet. This is going to be very important later on. I want you guys to pay attention, and pay attention specifically at the number of fingers we have on this hand, and also the number on it, 3. What could that be telling us? Who knows?
I just realized they got a ship painting back there.
They do. And maybe we'll learn more about that later on. We will be introduced to a ship, a concept of a ship, much later on in the series, and maybe we'll be able to tie it back to this ship here, seeing as this is Stan's house, and maybe it's somehow related to that. We see some other books over here stacked, possibly also Dipper's books, but they have similar coloration to the journal here, whereas Mabel is eating candy, reading about boys, just having a good time as she always does. And look at this, mysteries afoot, right? Well, we do see a sock come from underneath Dipper's pillow. Not sure what that's about.
No, it's not from his pillow. It was
on the ground. That's good. I was a little worried that it had gotten a little too PG-13 for my PG show.
This is a children's
I was worried it had gotten a little too PG-13 for my PG show. Yeah, I was a little worried.
This is a children's show.
But as you can see, gravity is going crazy. And actually, this will come back later. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Whoa. That is... Okay. We're back. So sorry. Spoilers ahead.
Spoiler.
I'm so sorry for that. Maybe I'll be able to cut that out. I'm not quite sure how to edit.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not quite sure how to edit. But also, let's not forget the iconography of the 8 ball here, right? We see the 8 ball. 8 balls are all about sort of that mystery, sort of unlocking secrets. And I think we'll see more and more of that as we continue into the show. But yeah, so
is the ink rising with the pen, the Sharpie?
I think it was. And oh my goodness.
Yeah, hold up.
It definitely was. I saw that as well. And you guys can rewind this episode and rewatch that on replay and tell us down in the comments if it was actually. So go down to the comments section. Tell us if that ink was rising with it, and what do you think that might mean?
Is that Hirsch?
What?
Is that Hirsch?
I think we might have our first little Easter egg of the show here at the top. That may just be Alex Hirsch.
That might be a
drawing of himself in his own style. What a beautiful rendition. I'd love to see the full image if he had done a full rendition or if he only did the portion of his face. But here we are seeing characters, some of which we'll never see again. If we look at the top left, the strange creature with the large eyes. But underneath that we see... I won't get too far into these different characters because I don't want to spoil much for the show, but many of these individuals will be returning and they will be very important going to the future, especially this young man at the very bottom left. And at the top right, he's fairly important too. But let's not get too deep into it.
To the black and white Dracula.
No, absolutely. That is a fantastic nod.
Lovely nod.
And underneath him, we see another character that will be coming up. Really festive for the season, actually. I hope we're able to get to that episode in the next year.
Next October. Look out!
All right, let's continue. And here we have the full family portrait, right? And look, the 8 ball is actually part of Stan's own cane. And maybe that's almost a little bit of Stan. Maybe he's got some weakness to him. He does have some very nice shoes. I see that as well. Okay, let's continue. And come on. Here we go. Gravity Falls, Disney Channel original series created by Alex Hirsch.
Another spaceship up in the corner.
Oh, did you see that? Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pause because that is a bit of spoilers for the future. But if you guys do want to rewind and try and catch that, I recommend it. Comment down below to tell me if you are able to catch that. And if you are, also tell us what you think it might mean. No spoilers, please. If I see spoilers down in the comments, I will just delete the video.
We're going to delete the video. We're going to restart. And then hopefully you won't comment it again.
Hopefully, because I don't actually know how to re-upload or delete comments. I know how to delete videos. So we might have to re-record this again if I see any spoilers down in the comment section. So please avoid doing that. We are about 25 minutes into the recording here. A minute and 24 seconds into...
How long have we been recording?
24 minutes and 15 seconds.
Oh my goodness, get ready guys. Long haul.
Yeah, so I think we'll probably go for maybe a few more minutes. And then we might have to take a break and sort of recoup. And no, so we can continue analyzing the show at a later point in time. I wouldn't want to, because I know I don't want to take too much of your time here.
Oh, of course.
So let's go ahead and keep watching.
Let's rewind.
Okay, so we're already back to the freeze frame, where we start at the beginning of that last portion of the analysis, and we have Dipper talking to us. So let's listen up to what he has to say. Okay, so here sorry, I'll
And
stop
when our
pausing.
parents decided we could use some.
Okay, however, look at this. Their parents are about to send them off. We have Gravity Falls are in there. Oregon, we now know where it's set. And here we have Dipper not in his classic pine tree hat. Maybe we'll learn more about that later in the series.
Got a
Fresh
fake
air.
plant in the
They
background.
shipped us up north to a.
Yep, shipping them up to Oregon. Look, we're getting a little bit of the different stuff around the Indian reservation, La Grande, Corvallis, Medford,
Fly.
prehistoric gardens, Mount Hood, and then Gravity Falls right there in the center.
Sleepy town called Gravity Falls, Oregon, to stay at our great
Yeah.
uncle's place in the woods.
Okay, so I just want to pause here for a second just to talk about Mabel and her side of the room. So we'll see two sides of the room as we go deeper into the series. On this side, we have Mabel showing that bright, cheerful attitude, putting up posters that she loves. Clearly,
Got a
boy
pig on the
bands.
bed.
Pig on the bed, a prelude perhaps to Waddles. Gerbils as well,
Crazy.
we see that. Flowers, rainbows,
gerbil or is it a bear?
stars. I don't know.
It might be a.
This
It could be.
attic is amazing. Check out all my
And some classic comedy from Alex Hirsch and the writers of the show. You know, she's saying she loves this place, but then she's showing splinters with a smile on her face. It's actually quite endearing.
splinters.
And a goat on the bed. Come on, guys. This is just silly.
And
There's
there's
a
a
pair of
goat on
shoes
my
under
bed.
there too.
Hey, friend.
And it starts eating Mabel's sweater. That's so ridiculous. I just know this first episode's going to be a little longer because we have to analyze the environments that they're in. Later on, we don't have to reanalyze these scenes over and over again because we'll already have the setting set. But we
We'll
can already
already
see
know.
Dipper's side of the room here. He hasn't even really set up yet, but we have an arcade machine. Clearly some sort of one of those like whack-a-mole situations.
Yeah, the whack-a-moles. Yeah.
The ship painting, a single light, binoculars, lantern, all these old clothes on the ground. We're learning more and more
An
about
older
Dipper.
sweater.
Absolutely.
Yes, you can keep chewing on my sweater.
And do pay attention to this goat because this goat will be appearing very much. It's almost like an Easter egg in a lot of these episodes. If you've ever seen Adventure Time, sort of like the snail from Adventure Time. However,
Is he?
yes, he appears almost in every episode, I
shit.
believe.
My bad. My apologies for cursing.
My sister
Yeah, please don't do that in these episodes. I might have to go and edit that out.
attempted to look
I'm
on the
sorry.
bright side of things.
I'll refrain.
And of course, we're learning more and more about Maple's personality. She always looks on the bright side of things. She's a bit silly, maybe a bit daft, as the British would say.
But I was having a hard time getting used to our new surroundings.
Dipper getting used to this thing, seeing the outdoors. And sorry to sort of ruin the surprise here, but clearly we see someone about to give a scare to Dipper.
And then there was our great Uncle Stan.
Great Uncle Stan, trickster as always playing a trick, always playing a con of sort, perhaps. We'll learn more about that the
That's
later
what
we go
makes
into
him
the
so great.
series. That's what a lot of people find endearing about him. Just to talk a bit more about his character design. I mean, we can see he's wearing a fez with some sort of iconography on it. We talked about the 8-ball staff as well. I think is very important looking at his character. And then the suit, almost like a suit you would see like a very cheap person buy, right? It doesn't look too fancy. It's clearly got shoulder pads in it like it was from the 80s. Perhaps he bought used. And I think we'll see more and more of that sort of cheapskate personality come out of Mr. Pines here.
Well, it could just be old. I mean, he could have
Could
just
be
bought
old.
it nice, and it could be old. Yo, check out the fez.
I know, the fez. I mentioned
Where's
the
the
fez.
pearl? Where's the
Oh, in the center
I
of the...
guess
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have an animation
guess-
mistake here. Sorry, guys. Once we see the actual proper design, I'll pause it again.
I'm calling Disney. I'm calling Disney.
Absolutely.
Hello?
That
You messed up, man.
it was worth it. Our uncle had transformed his house.
And here we have, he's describing it, but I'll go and describe it too. The sort of transformation of his house into this mystery shack, as he calls it, to get tourists to come by to try and make money off of them. Clearly taking advantage of the, let's say, lesser knowledgeable folks of the United States, specifically the area of Oregon, using their interest in mystery to his advantage.
House into a tourist trap he called the Mystery Shack. The real mystery was why anyone came. Ladies and gentlemen, behold, the Sass Crotch.
And isn't that funny, right? The Sasquatch, clearly a play on the word Sasquatch and crotch because he is wearing a pair of dirty underwear. Is that a pee stain? The portion of it. I like the design of his face here. Very wrinkly, very nice.
And guess who had to work there? No touching the merchandise! It looked like it was going to be the same boring routine all summer.
And here we get a pretty good...
Zeus!
Yes, we get the introduction of Zeus, which we can see on the back of his shirt. It says staff. Clearly he works here as well. Driving the golf cart that we saw earlier in the episode. And here we have the Mystery Shack, a very good sort of outside view of it. We see a lot of triangular iconography. I don't know if you guys are aware of the Illuminati, the sort of ideas of that, and the all-seeing eye, which is going to be a very prevalent theme the further we go into the series. But we can already see several triangles and sort of the entire building itself taking this triangular view. I know there's one window in this shack that pretty much is exactly that design, and we'll see that later on in the series.
Also, another thing, you got to take into account where they are, because a shack like that with, like the triangle roofs and stuff like that, it's common in colder areas where you might get a lot of snow because the snow will fall off.
No, that's a very
if you have a flat roof, the snow's gonna pile on and it might.
Okay. So yeah, maybe that's a better explanation than mine. No, that makes a lot of sense.
You don't want it to pile on
and we've all seen eras like this, welcome signs, all these signs for tourist traps that are sort of like pulling in people, world famous, enter, gift, all these different signs that catch the eye and is very easy to get sort of pulled in by.
I forgot to pay my credit card bill.
You need to do that.
I'll do it after.
He's looking at it. He's looking.
Burpin' Stanley.
Oh man, here we go. So this is going to be a common theme throughout the series of Mabel pining for what she calls a summer boyfriend. And that's going to be a lot of the inciting factors of several of these episodes, including this one we have here. Don't want to get too deep into it, but yet we'll have a lot more time to talk about Mabel's romantic life as we get deeper into the show. Anything you'd like to add?
How'd they get that brain in that bulbous jar?
That's a good question. I
think it could be like a bunch of cotton balls, kind of like.
It could be. I think the
shoved in there.
Main idea with a lot of what Stan's design is it's not what it looks like, right? It's that mystery aspect that we see all throughout the show, and that's what I really love about the show is you can really see how they go in and they put in the efforts to make it look realistic, but realistically, we're actually seeing Stan's amalgamation. It's sort of like as close as he can get to these different concepts, such as brain in the jar. These eyeballs may just be like golf balls painted with a blue thing on it. I doubt they're actually eyeballs. But that's a good question. It could be cotton balls.
Do you like
Could
me?
be.
Yes, definitely, absolutely.
Completely hilarious. So funny.
There's no escape.
Mabel pines with her classic funny attitude, trying to find what she can, especially in her summer boyfriend. But here we have her sort of, you could call it taking advantage of the situation, but we'll see it doesn't quite pan out how she's expecting.
Absolutely.
I rigged it.
Mabel, I know you're going through your whole boy crazy phase, but I think you're kind of overdoing it with the crazy part.
What? Come on, Dipper. This is our first summer away from home. It's my big chance to have an epic summer romance.
Yeah, but do you need to flirt with every guy you meet?
And we're going to get a little slideshow of all these flirts that we're talking about, but I do want to stop just for a second to take a closer look at these two. We're learning even more about them the deeper we get into this series. I know we're nearly 3.5 minutes into the series here already. But here we have them talking about this is their first summer away. Mabel's trying to build herself up, trying to create this idealized life for herself, and Dipper's sort of shooting her down, which I think is common. When you look at siblings and the sibling dynamic, it's not an uncommon one to see. So I just like that it's being shown in our television.
Also, it's kind of setting up the conflict that we have with this episode, at least for now.
No,
because he's like,
true.
"Oh, you're going boy crazy. You have to be crazy. Look at yourself. You're going too much. You're doing too much.
Very true.
You chill."
And I think we're going to see more of that the deeper we get into the series here.
My name is Mabel, but you can call me the girl of your dreams. I'm joking!
Me too, girl.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
as we can see here already, we've gone through so many different sweater designs. Mabel's constantly changing sweaters, and we're going to see that consistency in Dipper's outfit, possibly showing a little bit more about the character, right? Mabel's free-spirited, she's willing to change, she's willing to have all these different growths in different directions, whereas Dipper's very straight and arrowed, you know, he stays in what he knows. But he's also very inquisitive himself, so it's sort of a mixed dynamic with Dipper there.
You like turtles? I like turtles too. What is happening here?
Come one, come all, to the Mattress Prince's kingdom of savings.
Take me with you.
Ah!
Mock all you want, brother, but I got a good feeling about this summer. I wouldn't be surprised if the man of my dreams walked through that door right now.
Classic
I feel like
humor.
that every damn day of my life.
Classic humor.
Not good. Ow.
So funny. Such a funny line. You know, he's burping. We've all been there. We've had those gastro problems where sometimes it's uncomfortable, and we're listening that with Stan finds there.
Oh, why?
And Dipper's loving it. Mabel's not. Classic quote unquote boy humor, right? Burping, disgust, ideas of that. Loving this Griffin.
Let's not forget Joe Pitt.
So
It's based off of one of the workers in the show. Who
Is
helped
it?
create the show? I think his name is Joe Pitt. Joe. That I said that with no space. But let me Google.
Yeah, let's take a quick pause here so we can Google that real quick. While we're doing that,
He's
though,
a visual artist for the show. He's
Okay.
a visual artist.
and his name?
Yeah. Joe Pitt. And you
Joe
get Pitt Cola.
Pit Cola. I like
Yeah.
it. I like it. Maybe a little Easter egg to
No,
Joe
it
Pitt.
is.
Very
Hold on.
nice. And we see more of these sort of 8-ball canes here, showing that sort of Stan's not afraid to dip into his own supply.
All right, look alive, people.
mean,
I need
why-
someone to
why
go
not?
hammer
You
up
make
these
it.
signs in the spooky part of the forest.
Not it.
Not it.
Also not it.
Nobody asked you, Zeus.
I know, and I'm comfortable with that.
I think Zeus is the classic everyman, right? Everyone feels like that
That's-
sometimes. You know, you're not being called, and you know, and it's okay, right? You're living your life. You're going through the emotions, and I think we're going to see that growth in Zeus to become his own sort of defined individual beyond the background that he is right now. Anything you'd like to add?
Yes. No.
Okay.
Wendy, I need you
We're
to
good.
put up this sign.
Here we have more Pit Cola. Very nice. Continuing the gag. Further we go. Joe Pitt, great job.
I would, but I.
I find it interesting that we have a number here already. $6.18. Clearly someone is in the middle of a transaction. Maybe they left these boxes up here and have gone to the restroom or something along those lines.
Maybe that's the starting point. Price
Maybe.
only goes up.
Maybe that's the base charge price. Very true. It could be. And Wendy doing the classic teenage thing. Oh, I can't reach. I can't do it. I'm going to sit here and continue reading my Pit Soda magazine. I want everyone to pay attention to the vending
Yo,
machine.
man.
right
Hey,
here.
no, we're not going to
Just
pay
something,
attention.
just something to look at there. You know,
It's got snacks in it.
exactly.
It's by
So
the shirts.
maybe we'll keep that in mind going forward.
Reach it.
I'd fire all of you if I could. All right, let's make it eeny, meeny, miny, you.
Oh, what? Grunkle Stan, whenever I'm in those woods, I feel like I'm being watched.
This again.
I'm telling you, something weird is going on in this town. Just today, my mosquito bite spelled out beware.
That says be warb.
So funny, right? It's showing like the level of interest in the show. Beware. It really is saying beware almost, but it's just different enough to have that skepticism from Stan, and Dipper obviously being the skeptic himself as well, but on the other side of skeptic that wants to believe versus a skeptic that doesn't want to believe. Dipper is willing to look into these things, and he's willing to get to the bottom of this mystery, whereas Stan is just trying to make his money.
Let's talk about those mosquitoes. How intelligent do those mosquitoes have to be?
Right? Maybe we'll learn more about that
To
the deeper
spell
we
some-
get in the show.
They went to college.
They may
They
went to
have a
college.
degree.
There's no way to not know.
Look, kid, the whole monsters in the forest thing thing is just local legend, drummed up by guys like me to sell merch to guys like that.
Sweaty tourist, classic stereotype.
So quit being so paranoid.
We'll see that paranoia is one of Dipper's core character traits. So that questioning of his core character is really going to push him in directions. Let's continue.
I'd love to be in a windy day like that.
Right?
Oh my goodness.
So beautiful.
Stan, nobody ever believes anything I say.
It's a deep hammering. Like, oh shit.
Oh, here we go. Some of the mysteries now sort of coming together. Metal in the tree. Interesting. And as he opens it, we have this strange device sitting in the tree. We are now 5 minutes in, so I think this is a good time to sort of stop for now. And we can reconvene at a different point in time to continue watching. We've been recording for about 40 minutes.
Oh my god.
So I just want to give a nice stopping point. And I think the sort of origin of these mysteries is going to be a great point to stop. So next time we can hop straight in with the sort of engaging mysteries of the town. First off with this strange device we have here. So I just want to thank everybody for joining us for this first portion of Gravity Falls. I know this first episode was a little long. Hopefully we were able to... Mysteries and more coming soon. I hope we're able to sort of get more out at a faster pace. I know it can be kind of hard to stop in the middle of an episode like this, but truthfully, I think it's the best way to enjoy this show. Is this in-depth analysis. Expect more of this, more in-depth. The deeper we get into the show, the more we're going to analyze these mysteries. Do you have anything you'd like to add, Larissa?
If you come back, you can't sue us.
You cannot sue us. You cannot
It's
sue
not
us.
allowed.
It's not allowed. You stop. You stop. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to comment down below about. Make sure to comment down below, especially if you do see about that floating marker. Remember, comment about that. There's another thing. I'm sure you guys will catch it while you're watching the episode, but please feel free to comment down below. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you want more deep, ingrained analysis of Gravity Falls. Much first. Excuse me, sorry, I'm sneezing. Deep analysis of Gravity Falls. Go ahead and comment down below. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you expect from this show. I'm so excited to watch more. Like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell as well. And yeah, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you very much. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Time.